Hello, my name is Jess McAdams, and today we'll be going over why K-pop is so misunderstood and the influence that K-pop has had in America. Before we go into the presentation, let me introduce myself fully. I've been a K-pop fan since 2019, and I'm tired of people judging K-pop based on its beauty standards, language barriers, blatant racism, obsessive fan culture, and toxic fan base. Alright, before we get into K-pop and the reasons why it's misunderstood, let's go to K-pop 101, the ins and out of K-pop. So, girl group, boy group, soloists. Groups can go either from 2 to 23 members, which is the largest group is NCT. Comebacks basically mean when the idol releases an album, it often comes with choreography for that title track and concepts. These concepts are multiple photo shoots. They normally tie into a really cool storyline of the group, which is something I do not see in American music industry that should be there. So music shows are where the idols go to perform their title track, their choreography, and they compete against other groups and they win based on their popularity vote and the judges' criteria. Trainees to idol. Trainees normally are 2 to 3 years. There's some even 6 years of training to debut, training to become a group and release an album. They go through extreme hectic schedules and it's generally not healthy, but they are very determined. Idol interactions. Idols interact with their fans multiple ways. We'll be getting this into later in the presentation as well. So for right now, let's go to my first point, beauty standards. How is beauty standards different from America? So, Korean beauty standards are usually slim figure, porcelain pale skin, double eyelids, larger eyes, and V-shaped jaw. This is very different than American culture because it generally allows all shapes, sizes, ethnicity, races to be in the music industry. But K-pop, however, is more strict. Is this right? I'm not saying it is, but it's still the American industry. It's still the Americans' fault for judging K-pop on beauty standards that its culture promotes. It's not Americans' culture, it's the Korean culture. And the single-mindedness is not attractive, and this is one of the reasons I have with haters of K-pop. They say the K-pop male idols, I've heard this from my dad, that they look gay or too feminine or he looks like a girl. Which is extremely prejudiced because you do not know the beauty standards of Korea. Language barrier. My main question, why does language matter in music? Language is music is a thing that transcends language. But if I've heard this lesson questioned so many times. Why do you listen to music in a language you do not understand? And to test this, in my personal interview, I asked 2 questions specifically. Why do you not listen to Korean music? And do you listen to music in another language? And I got a variety of responses. I got 62 of my peers said they do not listen to K-pop because it's in another language. And even 71% of my peers said they do not listen to music they do not understand. America is the melting pot of the world. And I don't understand why Korean music is any different than Spanish music, like Despacito, which blew up. It's just extremely biased. And they do not even take a chance because it is in a different language. In all reality, music should not matter which language it is, and it is the emotions and the lyrics that you can find translation for that really matters. The beat, the vibe. Racism. I normally did not have this in my essay, but due to recent events, I realized it's still here. In 2021, racism is still present in the American culture. Asian hate crimes have increased nearly 150% in 2020 in Los Angeles and New York City. So this is due to COVID, but since obviously Koreans go through the Asian descent, it affects Koreans as well, and Koreans have been murdered at these Asian hate crimes. BTS did a quote 2 weeks ago, after a major event. We recall moments where we faced discrimination as Asians, BTS said. We have endured expletives without reason, and we are mocked for the way we look. We even asked why Asians speak English. As I said, melting pot of the world, why do we still have racism in 2021? Why? It is extremely single-minded, extremely rude, and it goes against all the freedom that America says they support. I cannot change the minds of people who are racist. If I did, I would change it in a heartbeat. But I will say, K-pop is not going to be fully accepted until Asians are fully accepted in U.S. culture, America. It's crazy, but it's the way things are. So, fan bases. With BTS comes their ARMY, with Blackpink comes their Blinks. With this name comes extreme supportive and protective behavior of the groups. And this can either be shown in a toxic or supportive way. So, in the Trump rally, K-pop fans went and applied for this rally. In all reality, they were not going to be there. So Trump made a separate little stadium building, his group, but only thousands showed instead of the million that was going to show. This could be considered toxic because K-pop should not blend into politics unless very, very necessary. So that is a toxic example, but fan bases can do. Black Lives Matter is an example. So the One in Army fan collective raised $1 million to match BTS's $1 million. And the I Watch Dallas app, they sent videos of K-pop idols to crash the app from people reporting Black Lives Matter protests. So obsessive fans, why? Obsessive fans come through the relationship that idols have with their fans. The idols spend a lot of time, spend a lot of energy to go through V-Lives, which are extremely important. It's a big deal in K-pop. Bangtan from Stray Kids actually has weekly V-Lives where it's called free counseling sessions because he goes through hard topics, he counsels his fans. It's a really beautiful, time, it's a beautiful place to be, and it's very safe. Behind the scenes, if they do a music video, MV, or they just do a birthday, usually do behind the scenes of that. You get to see the idols in a light which they're not dancing in. You get to be, it's more personal, it's more personality showing, it's very nice. Others, such as variety shows where they do fun things on a different show. Song lyrics that reveal real problems and feelings, often personal, such as Kangdana's Paranoia, The Effects of Stardom. So influence in two sides. We have multiple. It slowed down it came back in 2012. But 2017, 2021 are when really big things happened, such as BTS won top dual group at award at Billboard Music, and Blackpink formed at Coachella, and BTS song Dynamite wins the most amount of weeks being on top #1 on Billboard, which is extreme because it's a Korean group. But listen, just because K-pop has different languages, has a different language, is different beauty standard, they're Asian, and they seemingly have obsessive fans or a toxic fan base, does not mean you should not give K-pop a try. It is a beautiful place, it is a beautiful time for people to come together, and it should be respected, and it should, in 2021, it should be respected and fully, I'm not saying support it, but it should be fully respected. Thank you for your time.